we start with a warm-up set of push-ups. I haven't done much cardio or anything, just a few stretches, get those arms going because you're gonna be working the chest, shoulders, biceps, back. So first set of push-ups, whether you're on a coffee table, a bench, the floor, decline, just a nice wide set. Pull your abs in tight. We'll kind of keep that the go-to, core tight through all these exercises. Flat back, all the way down, exhale all the way up. So we just get a little 10 set push up here. Exhale on the top, hit that bottom, nice and easy. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're gonna grab the weights or the bar. I think the first set I'll use this bar. And you want to have that back nice and flat into the bench. So I'm gonna just turn it this way so you can kind of see that. All the way down. Knees up are gonna give you a little bit more back support. Otherwise you're gonna engage those abs. Bar is gonna go here. Hands again are wide. All the way up, all the way down. Now, if you have a traditional Olympic size bar, it would be 45 pounds. This is not quite that today. So just for purposes, if you're using something that's heavy enough, this is gonna challenge you. Once again, to the top, inhale as you lower, exhale as you push, straight up, and you just want even, smooth control through that full range of motion. Really light on the hands and not a death grip. And then you're gonna bring that bar here, help yourself to a seated position, and we're gonna dump it. We're gonna do bent over rows. So I'm gonna grab a set of dumbbells for this one, and I'll stay seated. So chest is going to be back here, shoulders are back to start, weight is in those feet, and I'm seated on the bench. I'm gonna take my feet a little bit forward so I can get to here, and then row up into the back here. So that's heavy enough that I'm gonna require my posture muscles to engage and sit up with it, and then lower. So you're getting that flexion in the back and extension up in the back. You wanna keep your head neutral. So because I'm talking, looking up, but you should have your posture here. Keep your forward visual point kind of just out in front of your feet, and then that range of motion is here. So these can be a little bit heavier on the weights because they're bigger muscles, recruiting your shoulders, your lats, up into your traps to get that full range. Squeeze at the top. Exhale, exhale. Okay, you can use that same amount of weight to do the one arm row and the swing. It's gonna be in a combination. I'm gonna use the kettlebell because it's a little bit heavier. And I like to start with my non-dominant side, so my left arm. I'm going to add a plank to this one. So in the one arm row, I'm gonna be in a plank position, engaging the core. Weight will be on my right hand as this left arm is gonna row close to my body, elbow slides up, hands gonna come to the rib, and I'm looking straight down. So wanting to avoid pulling up in that hip, keep square to the floor, exhale. So you have this handle of the kettlebell, which I like, but it will limit your range of motion. So I'm just gonna stop obviously when it hits the floor. So if it's heavy enough, the top of the movement is where you're really pulling that full weight all the way up. No, I'm not counting these very accurately like usual. So you wanna just engage, make sure that range of motion here. If that's too intense, you can take the knee to the bench. So I'm loading more of the weight on the bench and then having the work happen right here. Then for the combination, I'm gonna keep it in that left hand. I'm gonna go into that swing. So back, so it's core and glutes on this one. Exhale all the way to the top, just to that shoulder height. Push, squeezing everything in the legs here. This is really not an arm thing. Arm exercise. And 7, 8, nice and easy like a pendulum, and 10, relax to the other side. Same concept, loading the weight on this left side, left hand here, back is nice and flat. You're trying to engage the muscles that are facing the ceiling. So shoulders back, pulling the core in tight, get that right hip level, and then your good arm. Exhale. 10 on there. And then we stand for the swing. Same kind of concept. Load the weight in those heels. Hand on that hip is going to give you that motion here. Weight goes back, forward, back. And squeezing the glutes is going to drive that kettlebell into that pendulum swing. Push. Here it's really ideal that you keep your eyesight at a fixed point and let those glutes and hips do that work. 8, 9, and 10. Whew, nice little combination with that. Set that weight down. Now, we're gonna have the bicep curls back to my medium set of weights. Sit down, stand up combination. So if you need to catch your breath here, catch your breath. If you're seated on a stool or a chair, it should be low enough that your hip is in line with that knee. The lower you go, the more recruitment of the glutes you'll get, but never at the sacrifice of pain in the knee or the joint. So up nice and tall, shoulders are back, posture here is engaged. You're gonna curl when we get to the top. So my heels are touching the edge of this bench. That's the appropriate size for me. I'm gonna stand through the drive through the heels, up and curl. Sit back, and you're sitting all the way down. Sit down, stand up. Let this be in my legs. Exhale, 4 and 5. Finish the move all the way to the top. Sit all the way back down. 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's your biceps with some legs. Now, if you have a nice bench like this, it's again good height for dips. We're gonna take the tricep into a gravity, working with some body weight into a dip. If you wanna add some, you throw the weight on your thighs. Put the bar across your legs, whatever works. How far your feet go out are gonna be the factor to make that more intense. Chest is up, I'm staying close to the bench. Up at the very top, I'm fully extended in that tricep. Bend, extend, bend. So the key to this one is getting all the way to the top. Feel that contraction. You can kind of envision those tricep muscles, long, skinny muscles down the back of your arm, giving you that good definition. 7, 8, I like that little hold at the top, and 10. That extra weight just adds nice little bonus. If it's too much, don't do it. So those are your triceps. Now, with that same combination that we did before, we're gonna do a fly, laying on the bench, with an overhead pullover. That pullover is kind of to engage rib cage, shoulders, and then the fly is across the chest. It's a really great combination. So let's get that going. Okay, so I'm having my heavier weights right here. On the thighs, I put them, get to that edge of that bench. So when I roll down, I'm laying all the way down, head is supported. Arms go straight up above my shoulders. I'm gonna barrel it out here. That means I'm kind of bending the elbows like you're hugging a barrel to the top. The weights are gonna come together, and I'm gonna do a pullover. That's your combination. So this is chest, shoulders, bring it to the top. This gets down underneath my rib cage. It wants me to arch right here. That weight heavy over my head wants the arching. So I'm gonna engage that upper part of my ab wall to keep that and prevent the arching. There's a little space just naturally in my back. So fly and pull over. This is not a French press on the tricep or a skull crusher. This is a pullover. That's a lot of weight for that pullover. Take your time on this. You're down, exhale, push. Inhale when you're going with gravity. Exhale against gravity, push. Nice, you're gonna feel that one tomorrow. So you wanna go real slow. This is the eccentric. You are loading while the muscle's stretching, and then pushing up against it is a concentric phase. You typically get more sore right here, and then when the weight is up and over. Now I've lost count, we'll call that 8. And over the head, engage those abs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, 9, and here's 10. Good, bring it back. Help yourself up. Set those weights down. We're going into leg work. We're working our reverse lunges with the shoulder press. So if you have lighter weights, you want to go back to the bar, whatever works for you. I'm gonna grab the weights. Okay, standing up nice and tall, I'm gonna put those weights at my shoulder to start with. So from this position, I'm gonna step back with my right leg, up and press. I'm gonna alternate this one because I want to get 10 reps with the arms, and the alternating is gonna challenge my balance a little bit. Down, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get a lot of shoulders in everything we do, so I don't spend too much time getting those fatigued or having them do more work than is necessary. So that's legs, shoulders. We've hit chest, back, biceps, triceps. I like to go through all of that, do a set of abs, then go back and start over. Because I've got my bench that I love so much, I'm gonna use this for my abs. I'm gonna do the decline. So if you don't have this bench, this, oh, catch my breath, can be done on the floor. You could prop up your back a little bit with a pillow if you so choose. First, what we're gonna do is a reverse curl. So you wanna see that your hip to your rib is moving gracefully, articulating through the spine is what we say. So you want to have contact with the bench. Legs are gonna go up. Head, neck, and shoulders aren't gonna move on this one. So sometimes I'll secure my upper body like this, hanging onto a weight. It's gonna also help. Having your hands on your hips is okay for this position. If you've got really long legs or you're not flexible, extending the legs here is going to be challenging. So you can have them in. The goal is to roll forward and up. The decline bench here is going to add some intensity, obviously because my body weight is lower here. So relax upper body, wherever your hands would like to be. If your legs up or down, you lift and lower, rolling through that lower part of your back. Feet stay together. Another little trick, cross your feet. You'll get some leverage with that movement here. A lot of times people like to cheat in this position. So whatever you can do with this one. This is your reverse curl. I've added the scissor to this. So on the list, it was reverse curl and then scissor, scissor, reverse curl. You can leave your head down and do this. Feet up and down, scissor those legs. Feet up and down, scissor those legs. You want that more intensity? I'm gonna reach, reach, back, lift. So I love that combination. It starts to get your mind going, so a little coordination mentally, and then you're gonna start feeling the core. Then the second part of that is similar position. I'm gonna reach up to my toes and then drop my legs. So toe touches here, in and of itself is hard. So I'm not very flexible or tight in the hamstrings I am. So having my legs straight lets my abs really engage to keep my legs in that position. So if that's too much, bend your knees. But for this one, you're gonna reach to the toes, lay back down, drop the legs and lift. Reach, lower, down and up. That's what that combination looks like. That is a good one. If you have back issues, be very gentle on that leg movement. You can always move one leg at a time. You don't have to do the scissor or the drop. Those 4 exercises that I put in combination can be done separately. What else? I'm gonna do the whole round again, using some different things. I suggest perfecting those moves, then just going right through the order on the list.